Thank you. On my discussion items, I have one. It's a question that I have about Cablevision, because it seems like we took our vote and we didn't approve the contract, but we still exist in the world of Cablevision with Cablevision. And as I understand it, that they're raising their rates. Now, it seems that we really, by voting against the contract, really didn't accomplish really anything if they continue to do what they want to do and we continue to do nothing. So I thought I would bring it up for discussion, or maybe ask the question, what can we do? Otherwise, we'll just be subject, we'll go on as we're going now and be subject to really whatever rate hikes or what they want to do. So I'm opening it up. I don't know if we have to revisit it maybe, and you know, I don't know. I didn't know what to do then as far as the problems I had with the contract, and here we are without a contract and I'm still having the problem. So where are we? Any thoughts?
Council President, I'm sorry.
Are we being held hostage again for this 15 years? Are they using this like as their sledgehammer?
Their term has expired. They have the right to go to the BPU and ask for a franchise, and my understanding is that the BPU won't grant anything more than a 7 or 8 year franchise. The question that the Council President is asking is whether we can take some affirmative steps to preclude them from operating, or basically from stopping them from doing what they need to do in this town because they don't have a franchise. I don't have an answer for that. I'd have to get back to you on that.
Council President?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible, and I think this may have come up in previous discussions, is it possible for us as a council to appeal to the BPU and ask them what measures can be taken against Cablevision, because their rates certainly are being increased. They've deleted programming and not reduced their rates. This thing with the, you know, with the local channels, I don't know. I've over the years, and Councilwoman Griffin Youssek and I agreed that we had both mentioned that service had gotten better for a long period of time. I just don't know what's happened. I mean, even now, if you call them, they're prompt in their responses, but what management is doing, it's not the employees that are there. They certainly seem very anxious to do what's right by the customer. But management is really raking us over the coals, and is, as a council, as a unit, is there something, an appeal we can make to the BPU to help us out, to offer some guidance?
I will provide you with that guidance before the next meeting.
Good.
I'll give you something.
Council President?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there perhaps, Mr. Lair, something that we can do in the form of a resolution to get other towns involved?
Did you pick
You
that
know,
up?
we've had resolutions
Council?
like that before, you know,
Yes.
resolutions of support.
Right.
Council President?
Yes, sir.
You raise a good point, and this has been a continuing source of aggravation for years. And we've been told repetitively by Mr. Cancro and others that whether or not we have a contract with Cablevision, their rate structure is independent because it's structured by the BPU. I would suggest, because my frustration is similar to yours and everyone else's, that we do a combination of things that we've heard. And the first is getting an attitude adjustment. Maybe there's not a whole lot we can do, but there may be things we can try. And I would certainly be on board with sending the letter to the BPU. That would make good sense to me. I would certainly be in favor of asking our residents to petition the BPU. And we could go on under that category for quite some time. I would also recommend that we invite FiOS by personal contact to initiate or expand their efforts to get into Edison Township. I would recommend that along the same lines we do as you and I did once upon a time earlier ago, and I think we met with some Dish Network individuals. And we, by personal contact, invite them to expand their efforts here. And I would also suggest that we take up an offer made by a vendor some number of years ago in these chambers, when he offered that for essentially $120,000, he could generate a system whereby the residents of Edison Township would have free internet service. Now, that doesn't solve the problem of Cablevision rates, but if they're advertising their triple play, it does give them a bit of a problem, and it does put us in the venue of being proactive. Will all of that help? I don't know. The crystal ball is kind of vague. But as we all know, if we just sit here, we're going to keep on getting what we're getting. So I would be glad to put my my efforts where those words are, and I would suggest we go down that road.
Okay, good, very good. 2009 is staring at us a few days away. It might be a council resolution, a personal improvement plan for the council to revisit Cablevision and get a little aggressive. Certainly the attitude adjustment, if we sit here and do nothing, things won't change and we'll still be dissatisfied. We need to do some things. Thank you for the ideas that came up tonight. Since I brought it up kind of spontaneously tonight, council members, even members of the public who have ideas, please forward them to us so we can put a plan together for 2009 and get going. On a sad note, I read that Jim Cooker passed this week, and I want to send my sympathy and condolences to his family. Just about most of us here in this room tonight knew Jim pretty well. He spent a lot of hours here sharing a lot of ideas and concerns, all for the good of the township, and he will certainly be missed by us.
Do we know the details of the services, sir?
Just tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
from
night,
7
right.
to 9 at Flynn and Son on Ford Avenue.
Right.
It's only
Okay, sir.
tomorrow night.